We're optimistic. It really boils down to
got one that can see.
Here's to my friend and the Ultimate Choice Award recipient, Ashton Kutcher.
You know, in Hollywood and in the industry and the stuff we do, there's a lot of like insider secrets to keeping your career going, and a lot of insider secrets to making things tick.
Please say hello to Jim Carrey. Is that a gang sign?
Oh, like you don't know what it is. You don't know what that is.
I have no idea.
You don't know. Jimmy Fallon doesn't know. David Letterman doesn't know.
We don't know.
All the comics and show business don't know. Come on, Jimmy. Seriously, the time is up. For years now, talk show hosts, people on television, people in sitcoms have been hired by the government to distract you, to make you laugh and stuff like that, make you happy and docile so you don't know what's really going on. And they get out there in the woods in a circle naked and they decide these things, and look at them trying to help it out. It's hilarious. And
the real owners, the big wealthy business interests that control things and make all the important decisions. Forget the politicians. The politicians are put there to give you the idea that you have freedom of choice. You don't. You have no choice. They own all the important land. They own and control the corporations. They've long since bought and paid for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, the city halls. They got the judges in their back pockets. And they own all the big media companies, so they control just about all of the news and information you get to hear. They spend billions of dollars every year lobbying to get what they want. But I'll tell you what they don't want. They don't want a population of citizens capable of critical thinking. They don't want well-informed, well-educated people capable of critical thinking. They're not interested in that. That doesn't help them. That's against their interest because they own this place. It's a big club, and you ain't in it. And by the way, it's the same big club they used to beat you over the head with all day long when they tell you what to believe. All day long, beating you over the head in their media, telling you what to believe, what to think, and what to buy. The table is tilted, folks. The game is rigged. And nobody seems to notice. Nobody seems to care. That's what the owners count on.
There is no democracy. There is only IBM and ITT and AT&T and DuPont, Dow, Union Carbide, and Exxon. Those are the nations of the world today. The world is a college of corporations, inexorably determined by the immutable bylaws of business. The world is a business, Mr. Beale.
Television is not the truth. Television is a circus, a carnival, a traveling troupe of acrobats, storytellers, dancers, singers, jugglers, sideshow freaks, lion tamers, and football players. We're in the boredom-killing business. Go to God, because that's the only place you're ever going to find any real truth. Man, you're never going to get any truth from us. In God's name, you people are the real thing. We are the illusion. So turn off your television sets. Turn them off now. Turn them off right now. Turn them off and leave them off. Turn them off right in the middle of the sentence I'm speaking to you now.
Our impulses are being redirected. We are living in an artificially induced state of consciousness that resembles sleep.
Damn hacker, that second damn night.
We have been lulled into a trance. Please understand, they are safe as long as they are not discovered. That is their primary method of survival. Keep us asleep, keep us selfish, keep us sedated.
They have taken the hearts and minds of our leaders. They have recruited the rich and the powerful, and they have blinded us to the truth.
Our projections show that by the year 2025, not only America, but the entire planet will be under the protection and the dominion of this power alliance. The gains have been substantial, both for ourselves and for you, the human power elite.
Miss Buttercup, Skull and Bones, accept or reject?
Accept.
Not a word to anyone.
Gentlemen, I will remind you, you have all taken an oath of secrecy. You have been chosen to become members of America's most secret society. For over 100 years, Skull and Bones members have included a president, vice presidents, Supreme Court justices, congressmen and senators, captains of science and industry, the very best of America.
They're all covered with filthy germs, aren't they, Smithers?
Why, what do you mean, sir?
Freemasons run the country!
Ew.
They're the ones you should be arresting, not me.
Why don't you say that before? What we got here? Cam, this is William Klein. He was wrecking an office.
I just wanted to meet them face to face. I wanted them to admit what they were doing.
Who is they? He was in the office of the Trilateral Commission. It's an organization founded in 1973 by David Rockefeller to bring together business and political leaders from the United States, Europe, Japan, so they could work together for better economic and political cooperation between their nations.
Well, that's what they'd like us to believe. But you see, what they're really up to is a scheme to plant their own loyal members in positions of power in this country, to work to erase national boundaries and create an international community. and in time bring about a one-world government.
Klein, if you just...
I'm telling you, our whole way of life as we know it is in jeopardy.
I appreciate that information.
But I have the documented evidence. It's all in there. Show him. The whole master plan is exposed.
Yeah, well,
Would you like to hear the names of just a few of the people who have been on the Trilateral Commission?
Not particularly.
James Earl Carter. Heard of him?
Look, Mr. Klein...
Henry Kissinger. You heard of him?
Will be to develop an overall strategy for America in this period when really a new world order can be created. It's a great opportunity. It isn't so. It's also a great opportunity.
Henry Kissinger, former Secretary of State. We began, as I said, this series of conversations with former Secretaries of State, with people from not just the United States, but other countries, talking about this new world order and where we go from here.
Walter Mondale.
Mr. Klein, this is
John Anderson. George Bush.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order.
Now, you remember at the convention, everybody thought it was going to be Ford for Veep. No matter who won in November, they had their man in the White House.
Are you through?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
Masonic authority and want to make that clear. But the authors selected include men who are widely acclaimed as Masonic authorities. This photograph is from the October 8, 1956 issue of Life magazine. That particular issue had a multiple-page, full-color spread showcasing Freemasonry. The Lodge cooperated fully with the magazine. The article was a tremendous public relations piece for them. Each step in this structure represents a degree of Freemasonry. The first three steps at the base represent the Blue Lodge. The Blue Lodge consists of the degrees of Entered Apprentice, Fellowcraft, and Master Mason. Every Mason is a member of a Blue Lodge. Once a man has attained the Master Mason degree, which might take about 90 days, he is eligible to join either the York Rite or the Scottish Rite, or both. The steps on the right side represent the 10 named degrees of the York Rite. The first step is the Mark Master degree. The top degree is the Knights Templar degree. The steps on the left side represent the numbered degrees of the Scottish Rite. The degrees are numbered from 4 to 33. The 33rd degree is an honorary degree which is conferred only to those who have given much to the Scottish Rite. Additionally, some men are named to the 33rd degree because it would be of benefit to the lodge to be identified with them. A few examples are Roy Rogers, Gene Autry, Gerald Ford, and Ernest Borgnine. The 32nd degree is the highest degree for which a man can make application. If anyone applies for the 33rd, they are automatically disqualified. After a man has the 32nd degree in the Scottish Rite, or the Knights Templar degree of the York Rite, he is eligible to join the shrine. The full name of the shrine is the Ancient Arabic Order Nobles of the Mystic Shrine, and they're represented right here. They are the group which puts on the shrine circus and has the burn centers. There are many other Masonic bodies, such as D. Malay, that's an organization for young men, Rainbow Girls, an organization for young girls, Job's Daughters, an organization for older girls, and then the Eastern Star for the wives and daughters of Masons. There are well over 100 different appendant Masonic bodies. This book was written by Albert Pike. He wrote the Rituals of the Scottish Rite, and this book was written for the Supreme Council of the 33rd degree and published by its authority. Now, down further on the page, we see that this is an esoteric book. They claim for Scottish Rite use only, and is to be returned upon withdrawal or death of the recipient. So this is the book that they want to get back so that it doesn't fall into the wrong hands. Pike's book, Morals and Dogma, is considered to be the apex of the teachings of the Scottish Rite, according to Fred Kleinknecht, the present Sovereign Grand Commander. Pike writes on page 741 that Masonry is a search after light. Pike reveals the source of Masonic light on page 321. Lucifer, the light bearer, strange and mysterious name to give to the spirit of darkness. Lucifer, the son of the morning, is it he who bears the light, and with its splendors intolerable blinds feeble, sensual, or selfish souls? Doubt it not, for traditions are full of divine revelations and inspirations. Pike clearly reveals that Lucifer bears the light of Freemasonry. I want to remind you that this book is the apex of the teachings of the Scottish Rite. The Lost Keys of Freemasonry is highly regarded by Masons and Masonic authorities. The highly respected Masonic author and lecturer. This is the title page for the Lost Keys of Freemasonry. It's by Manly Palmer Hall. Notice down at the bottom that it is published by the McCoy Publishing and Masonic Supply Company. That's the leading Masonic publisher and supplier. This is page 19 of the Lost Keys of Freemasonry. He says the Masonic Order is not a mere social organization, but is composed of all those who have banded themselves together to learn and apply the principles of mysticism and the occult rites. This drawing is between pages 52 and 53 of the Lost Keys of Freemasonry. The caption under it reads, "In this picture is concealed the allegory of the lost word. The Master Mason becomes the capstone of the Universal Temple." Let's take a look at the drawing. The Master Mason becomes the capstone of the Universal Temple in the manner that Christ is the head of the church. Hall writes, "The true Mason is not creed-bound. He recognizes only the light and not the bearer." Page 18. And we read, "In Freemasonry is concealed the mystery of creation, the answer to the problem of existence, and the path a student must tread in order to join those who are really the living powers behind the thrones of modern national and international affairs." On page 57, Hall writes, "The Master Mason, if he be truly a master, is in communication with the unseen powers that move the destinies of life." Now on page 48 we find some of the ageless wisdom of Freemasonry. When the Mason learns that the key to the warrior on the block is the proper application of the dynamo of living power, he has learned the mystery of his craft. The seething energies of Lucifer are in his hands, and before he may step onward and upward, he must prove his ability to properly apply energy. Let's take a look at the Kentucky Monitor. This is page 116. They have some text on the all-seeing eye, which is the eye of Osiris. In most of the ancient languages of Asia, eye and sun are expressed by the same word, and the ancient Egyptians hieroglyphically represented their principal deity, the sun god Osiris, by the figure of an open eye. In like manner, Masons have emblematically represented the omniscience of the great architect of the universe. This is from page 42 of the Masonic textbook of West Virginia. I want you to notice the star in the center of the carpet. How many points are up, or pointing up? 2. On the facing page, page 43, we find that the blazing star is an emblem of deity. So this star with 2 points up represents the Masonic God. This is the entrance to the Grand Lodge of Indiana. Notice the star on the left. Here's a close-up of that star. This particular version of the star represents the Masonic organization for the female relatives of Masons. The organization is known as the Eastern Star. Notice the 5 letters in the center, F-A-T-A-L, fatal. The Eastern Star is always shown with 2 points up. The Secret Teachings of All Ages, written by Manly Palmer Hall. This is a portrait of Manly Palmer Hall as he looked in his younger years. This is page CIV of Hall's book. This is the full page. We're going to look in the lower right-hand corner with a close-up. Manly Palmer Hall, Masonry's greatest philosopher, reveals the secret behind the 5-pointed star. When used in black magic, the pentagram is called the sign of the cloven hoof, or the footprint of the devil. The star with 2 points upward is also called the goat of Mendez, because the inverted star is the same shape as the goat's head. When the upper star turns and the upper point falls to the bottom, it signifies the fall of the morning star. Here is a drawing of the goat of Mendez, who is also known as Baphomet. This is found on page CI of Hall's book. Now, this next book is not a Masonic book, and I want to make that perfectly clear. This book is the Satanic Rituals. It's written by Anton Sanzor LaVey. He's the founder of the California-based Church of Satan. Notice the symbol that he uses on the front of the book. It's a 5-pointed star with 2 points up, and it's got the goat's head superimposed in it. In the introduction to this book, LaVey writes, "The rites in this book call the names of devils." He says Satanic Ritual is a blend of Gnostic, Kabbalistic, Hermetic, and Masonic elements.
They used to meet in secret to discuss their mathematical discoveries. Only members were allowed to attend. They had a secret emblem, the pentagram.
Well, I'll be a postgraduate kid.
It was our old friend Pythagoras who discovered that the pentagram was full of mathemagic. Let's begin with a game that's played on squares.
Checkers?
No.
What's this? Well, from the looks of things, sir, I'd say they're here to audition for the remaining slot in the fabulous super race. Irving, call security and have these... Sir, it's... This always gives me the creeps, sir. He's the president of Hollywood. He's supposed to give you the creeps. Greetings, your tinseliness, imperious leader of Hollywood.
Smile, Irving. I'm terrified, sir.
I'd be prepared to say he's the type that would stop at nothing to win.
Absolutely. It's genius. People love a rotten-to-the-core villain. Someone who'll do the things they only dream about in order to win. Remember, JW, when in doubt, always stoop as low as you can and appeal to people's basest instincts.
Gosh, thanks, your flashiness. Right again. Good, clean family entertainment.
What's getting into him?
Come right in, Brother Squidward.
Thank you.
Robin, I think it's time to stop.
I knew it! Something!
The symbol of the Illuminati. Ooh, the Illuminati's plan for world domination. All laid out. You were right.
Of course I was!
It was only a matter of time. I am Lumino, head of the Illuminati! It all starts here with the banks.
We don't care about the banks. Tell us about the animal. Now talk! Where are the animals?
Really? I don't know. I'll stop all our domination plans. We'll stop using Hollywood to hasten the New World Order.
Threatened to destroy the entire world, until a brave and powerful pharaoh locked the magic away, imprisoning it within the mystical Millennium Items. Now, 5,000 years later, a boy named Yugi unlocks the secret of the Millennium Puzzle. He is infused with ancient magical energies, for destiny has chosen him.
Pike writes on page 741 that masonry is a search after light. Hall writes, the true Mason is not creed-bound. He recognizes only the light and not the bearer. The Master Mason, if he be truly a master, is in communication with the unseen powers that move the destinies of life. When the Mason learns that the key to the warrior on the block is the proper application of the dynamo of living power, he has learned the mystery of his craft. The seething energies of Lucifer are in his hands, and before he may step onward and upward, he must prove his ability to properly apply energy. Lucifer, the son of the morning, is it he who bears the light? Doubt it not.
To further discuss Apple's earnings is Ticonderoga Securities' Brian White. Brian, by the way, has a buy recommendation on Apple. Also with us from our markets desk is Dominic Chu. And Brian, great to have you here with us.
Your price target for Apple sits at a very, very curious number. It's $666 or 666. Some may view that as a fairly evil sign out there, but why can Apple get up to $666?
Anyway, there were only 200 of these computers made, and this is one of the 6 left that actually still work. Expected to sell for as much as $180,000, which is a far cry from the $666.66 it sold for back in 1976. Now, Apple's co-founder, Steve Wozniak, has said this price has nothing to do with the devil. It's just repeating digits are easier to type. You know, I call baloney on that. Sorry, because honestly, 777 better, 555, whatever. Anyway.
And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden God hath said, Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die.
Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast. For it is the number of a man, and his number is 666.
Look at your M closely. There's a gap right here in the letter M. It's never connected. So you go into Hebrew. The letter Vav is also the number 6. Short top, long tail. Short top, long tail. You could have here in Hebrew 666 on the can. But my interest is the word monster. What do you see in the O? There's a cross. This is not a Christian company at all. So why would they have put a cross on the can? Here is the message. Antichrist. 666 in Hebrew. And then the Bible talks about the beast in Revelation. And look at Monster's ad. This is their statement. Even if the M was not the issue, you cannot deny that that is a cross. And what is witchcraft? When the cross goes upside down, bottoms up, and the devil laughs. Something to think about.
personal dreams.
Everything you know is in your mind.
It's the writing on the wall, it's the writing on the wall. Tried to read it to the blind, but they ain't listening at all. See the signs of the season like the leaves that change and fall. It's the writing on the wall, if you can read it, sing along. It's the writing on the wall, it's the writing on the wall. Tried to show it to the deaf, but they just seem to brush it off. Thinking, why would the government be lying to us all? If you wanna know the truth, just read the writing on the wall. If you wanna know the truth, read the writing on the wall. Kamikaze on the move, prepare to watch the bombs fall. If you thinking I'm a goof, I'm finna make you say nah. Kamikaze in this booth, probably get shot like Biggie Smalls. When I'm leaking the truth, most of you probably think I'm wearing tie-dye. While I risk my life for you, one day I will go bye-bye. Hi guys, trying to share the truth with you so you could get right. The Bible prophesied all that is happening in the times now. It's the writing on the wall, it's the writing on the wall. Tried to read it to the blind, but they ain't listening at all. See the signs of the season like the leaves that change and fall. It's the writing on the wall, if you can read it, sing along. It's the writing on the wall, it's the writing on the wall. Tried to show it to the deaf, but they just seem to brush it off. Thinking, why would the government be lying to us all? If you wanna know the truth, just read the writing on the wall.
So we see on the back of the dollar bill an occult pyramid, the words in Latin, Novus Order Seclorum, which means New World Order. And there's many other occult symbols all over the dollar. And the Luciferian elite that really exist and really do run this planet. They're real people.
Yo, if you thinking this is fake, then you live in the Matrix. And for having a brain, I'm getting called ignoramus. Singing symbols and signs, ruling the world of the Satanists. While celebrities bow down so they could get famous. Never selling my soul for fame, I'd rather be nameless. I be serving the Lord, saved by the Lamb who be blameless. I'm just trying to warn you, I'm finna jump on your playlist so you can play the song and sing along and start the awakening. It's the writing on the wall, it's the writing on the wall. Tried to read it to the blind, but they ain't listening at all. See the signs of the season like the leaves that change and fall. It's the writing on the wall, if you can read it, sing along. It's the writing on the wall, it's the writing on the wall. Tried to show it to the deaf, but they just seem to brush it off. Thinking, why would the government be lying to us all? If you wanna know the truth, just read the writing on the wall.
Everything that's happening for the most part is not accidental, it's strategic. All the things that appear to be random are not random, they're part of a plan.
The TV, it be telling y'all lies. In the background, chillin' is an all-seeing eye. Hollywood's the type of wood they use for magic wands, guy. They broadcast spells trying to program your minds. The fallen angel Satan poisoning our land. That's why the streets of Washington, D.C. shaped like a pentagram. That's why the music industry got artists throwing up the ram. That's why the globalist elite have got a new world order plan. It's the writing on the wall, it's the writing on the wall. Tried to read it to the blind, but they ain't listening at all. See the signs of the season like the leaves that change and fall. It's the writing on the wall, if you can read it, sing along. It's the writing on the wall, it's the writing on the wall. Tried to show it to the deaf, but they just seem to brush it off. Thinking, why would the government be lying to us all? If you wanna know the truth, just read the writing on the wall.
Do some homework and the debate's ended.